Just so it's in a straight line, just sending the air straight across. You don't want it to be too wide, because if it's too wide, the air will escape. Because a lot of the air that you actually blow into the instrument, about half of the air just blows off the top, and the other half of the air goes in and actually makes the sound. So you want to be as efficient as you can with your air. So make sure that the corners of your lips are tight, the corners of your mouth are tight, and that you've got a nice, firm hole in the middle. Try the kiss and roll thing again to make sure it's lined up. So it's getting better there for a second. Make sure that when you're blowing air through that you don't make your lips super tight. You don't want it... Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. The corners of your lips are tight, and your aperture is a nice, small opening. It's not like the air isn't spreading everywhere out to the side. Cool. Awesome. So now we're going to put the instrument back together. So you can grab the body and go ahead and add the head joint. Make sure that the tone hole is lined up with the keys. Cool. So first, you need to know where your fingers go so that you can play notes and so that you can hold your instrument correctly. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to hold it, and your left hand is going to be closer on this side, and it's go on the keys. Yeah. It'll go on the top part of the keys. So it's going to go, you're going to put your first finger on this key right here.
This one right here?
That one. And then you're going to skip a key and put your middle finger on the next one. And then put your ring finger on the next one. So you'll remember that there's that first key up there that you're never going to use. You're never going to use your finger for this one. So you're going to put your index finger on this key, skip a key, and then add your middle finger and then your ring finger. And then you're going to want to put your thumb. If you turn the instrument, you'll see that this long one right there, that's where you're going to want to keep your thumb almost all the time. So that's how your right hand will go. And then your left hand, we can start out, put your pinky on this key, on the key that you lined up the rod with for the, put your pinky right there. And then you're going to just do 1, 2, 3 from the bottom up. Okay. Yeah. So that's the way that your fingers are going to be when you're holding the instrument. And be sure that when you're doing it that your pinkies aren't like sticking out crazily. Try to keep them close to the instrument. I know it's kind of awkward to hold, but yeah, you want to try to keep it as close to the instrument as you can.
Okay.
And same thing when if you're playing a note, you don't want, if you say you're playing a note where you're just using your 3 left fingers, you don't want your right hand to be up here. You want to keep your fingers close to the keys at all times. Let's see. And you're holding it fairly well. With your right hand, it's good if you hold it back up like this. You want to kind of rest the flute on your left hand in this little joint, like this little joint right here, on your in your left hand. So hold your right hand the same way, and you want to, with your left hand, hold that the same way. With your left hand, keep your fingers on those keys. But yeah, just kind of rest the flute right here. And that way it'll be easier to support because it's awkward to hold. Okay. So, pretend that you're getting ready to play. Where would you put the instrument?
Right here?
Yeah. What do you think the angle of it should be? Are you going to play sitting sideways like this, or should you play kind of...
Probably up here.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't have to be like completely straight across, but you don't want it to be way down here because it's harder to play. So yeah, that's a good thing. Okay, I'm going to take your horn away from you for just a minute. Cool. You have any questions so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Okay, what we're going to do now, hold it back the same way that you're supposed to hold it. Can you remember where your fingers are supposed to go and the way that you're supposed to support the instrument? Good. Where's your thumb at? It's on the long key, and it's resting in that little crook. Keep your pinkies in. Good. That's really good hand placement. So every time that you hold the flute, you're going to want to hold it like that. Awesome. So, how would you like to play and learn some notes?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, hold up your instrument the way you're gonna, and do the same thing with the mouthpiece with the kiss and roll. Okay. And what we're gonna do, we're just gonna put down your pinky.
This one?
Put down your right pinky. And your thumb and your index finger on your left hand. But not your index finger on your right hand. So you're gonna do thumb, 1, and pinky. Okay? Can you try to make a note? Do the same thing with the kiss and roll so that it lines up properly. Okay, good job. Okay, now make sure that when you're playing your notes that you keep your fingers close to the instrument so that if you need to find where your fingers go, you don't get lost. So now you're going to do thumb, 1, 2, and keep your pinky down. Okay? Can you try that one? Okay. Back up to raise up your second finger and go back to your first finger. And play that note. Put down your third finger this time. Okay, so you can stop for a second. You hear how it's jumping up really high? That means that your air is it's a little too controlled and too fast. So if you can try to play with a little bit warmer air, instead of like sending out a cool, cold breeze, a cold stream of air, try to make it a little warmer, and you can spread, I don't necessarily want to say that, just try playing that again with warmer air. It's a bad instrument, so it's kind of hard to make that note speak.
Which note?
Start with your first finger, and then go down to your second, and then add your third.
Okay.
Okay?